going on? I didn't tell anyone I was gonna be here. I'm actually here to check my internet and see if this actually works. So we'll see if anyone comes on this live video. I just happen to be making some mushrooms for the week, and I thought I would test this out because I haven't been able to do any lives in this kitchen before because the internet was so bad, and I think my husband might have gotten it figured out. So that's why I'm doing this video. Hello there, if you're here. Say hi in the comment section. Say hi. Let me know how you're doing, where you're watching from, how are you feeling. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sitting here making some mushrooms for the day. For the week, really. Well, for several days, I guess. How's it going? How can I see the comments? Let's see. There. I think that's good. Let me know how you're doing. Just got a few people on here. I didn't announce this one. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. Didn't announce this one. Just went, hey Kelly from Buffalo, glad to see you. As I said earlier, before anyone was on, I was just, Darlene, hello, I'm making some mushrooms. Just testing this out because my internet didn't used to work down here very well. And my husband told me today that he thinks he got it figured out, so I wanted to try and see if we could do a live video here. And I thought I would just do sort of an open-ended Q&A about whatever while I'm cooking. Let you know what I'm doing. So I decided to do it now because I can never do them in my kitchen, and I was just prepping stuff for the next couple of days anyhow. So I thought I would just turn on the camera and see if I could have the internet work. Because also I'm planning on doing a some other kind of live video with this vegan chef pretty soon, and I wanted to know if I could do it from the kitchen or not. Looks like I can so far. But anyways, let me know how you're doing. So all I did with these mushrooms was I had a couple packs of little baby, what was it? Organic baby bellas here, and I used the food processor to slice them, and then I just threw them in this pan. I had washed them first, so they were kind of wet, which got them going, and then now they're letting off their own water, and there's too much liquid. I don't like when mushrooms are really wet, so I'm letting them cook down. And then I'm going to add a little bit of coconut aminos towards the end here in just a second, so that I can add some flavor to them. And then the other thing I'm going to do is make some, I'm just going to prep my salad because I have been wanting to eat nutritarian salads again instead of like the pre-bagged salad kits that you get, because those are not organic. So I need to prep my own because otherwise, I brought my tripod down too to see if I can use this so I don't have to hold the camera the whole time. Okay, because I'm going to use this while I'm making the lettuce. So what's going on with you? How are you? I didn't tell anybody I was going to be here, so that not many people are here. Hopefully more will come on, but it's okay. This was a test anyhow. Okay, this is getting to the point where the pan is kind of dry. Darlene says she loves mushrooms, making eggplant pizza with mushrooms and spinach later. This sounds delicious. I'm not a huge eggplant fan, but what are you going to do with your eggplant, Darlene? There, I just put a little coconut aminos in. I love these. Try not to use too much because they do have sodium, but they are sort of the lowest sodium kind of soy sauce type item, and they have a little sweetness too, so I really like that with the mushrooms. So I'm going to let that cook in a little bit and get a little bit drier, and then I'll just turn this off while I do the lettuce stuff, and then I'll probably call it a day because that's all I wanted to just do and show you. I'm just going to turn this off now because it's about right. I don't want them to get too shriveled. And then once those are cooled, I'm just going to put them in a container in the fridge. And usually I canned mushrooms. Hold on one second. Usually I will just put them in a glass container in the fridge and then just pull them out during the day. Like if I'm making a salad, I'll just pull some out because I don't usually like to have them in meals unless it's meant for that. Sometimes I put in my salad, but oftentimes I like my salads to have a little sweetness in them, and I don't really love mushrooms and sweetness, so I usually just eat them while I'm prepping food. Let me come back to the comments. So our canned, how can I see the old comments? Where did they go? That's interesting that I can't see them now. I read them, so I know that someone said our canned mushrooms acceptable. I don't think so. They really lose a lot of that nutrient quality after you've used them canned. So definitely try to just cook them yourself. It's the easiest thing in the world to do if you can get fresh mushrooms. Just took me a few minutes here to get those cooked up, and you don't even have to add water. If you just keep it sort of on medium high, they will let off their own water. So you don't even have to add anything to them. They'll just cook down, and then you have nice water sauteed mushrooms. You can add spices or anything you want as you're going. I like to just keep them pretty simple. So I'll show you here what I got, this final product. There's a couple of these little guys here. And I put the coconut aminos on there a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Great. And it's funny too, because I have COVID, or I'm getting over COVID, and I'm starting to get my taste back a little bit, so that's nice. And Darlene, I didn't see your comment. Darlene, you said something about soy sauce. I don't use soy sauce. There's too much sodium in there, but I use coconut aminos a little bit, just a little bit, because there's sodium in there too, but it's better than soy sauce. So for instance, I don't know if you can see this, but the sodium is 90 grams on here in a serving, which is 1 teaspoon. Whereas if you take, let's see, Bragg's liquid aminos, which is the same serving size, 1 teaspoon, it has 320 milligrams of sodium. And Bragg's, I think, is even lower sodium, or maybe not, than regular soy sauce. I don't have soy sauce here, so I can't compare, but they could be similar. But yeah, so the sodium is just off the charts with Bragg's and things like that. I don't really use Bragg's much anymore, but I do use coconut aminos because also you get a little sweetness too. I like that little bit of sweetness. One of my favorite recipes is taking, so I wonder why, because I want to see the comments. Oh, there they are. Okay, cool. So Darlene says you slice up the eggplant, put it in the air fryer, and then a mixture of mushrooms, chopped onions, and spinach with pasta sauce. Oh, that's yummy. That's yummy. Someone was just talking about some type of a cauliflower crust, but I haven't been able to find a cauliflower crust that doesn't have a bunch of weird stuff in it. So I need to kind of figure that out. But you could make like a lentil, like a red lentil cauliflower crust. Those are really good. That's a good way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make the base of my salad now for the week. Let me get some stuff out of the way because I didn't prep for this live. I just kind of turned on the camera to see if it even worked. Let's get our pumpkin out of the way. So I'll set it up right here, and then I don't know how I can get me and the cutting board in the shot. Let's see. I just went to Whole Foods and I got some groceries, so I was ready to, there we go, I think that'll work, kinda. Yeah, that's good enough. So what are you guys up to today? Tell me in the comments what's going on, and do you have any questions about anything you've been struggling with? I'm gonna get my stuff out as we go. And I gotta figure out, I'm gonna take a minute here to figure out what kind of dressing to use as well. So, yeah, Darlene says she's trying to eat more salads every week. Curious to see what I'm making. This is just kind of my base salad that I'm gonna make. I happen to have some romaine that I was using for juicing. So I've taken off the outer leaves already, and I'm not gonna wash the internal leaves. I'm just gonna look for dirt or bugs and not wash the internal leaves. because I've already taken the external ones off, and that's where all of the pesticide spray is. Dr. Furman says it's fine to do that. So I've already done that. I'm just gonna kind of check through. And then I have this big, huge bowl here. I like this bowl, but it's not very high quality. I wish I had a really good high quality one. I got this off Amazon. It's like a nested set, and it had a bunch of bowls in it with these covers. The reason I wanted it was because it had a covering, because it was huge. I needed a really big one. And so, but you can see that it's kind of already getting a little scratched up. The stainless steel, it's just like a stainless steel coating. So I have to be very careful with what I use in it. But I love this bowl because I can make a bunch of salad, put it in here. Hey Marnie, you say on the treadmill for your morning workout, glad to catch you live. Yes, in Australia, I remember, my dear. Glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm so happy to see you. And I was telling you, I know this is like a huge bowl, right, Darlene? I was telling you all that, and the reason I'm doing this live right now is because I was testing the internet down here to see if it works, because we were never able to use the internet down here because these walls block the router modem stuff. And my husband told me today that he thinks he got it figured out. So I wanted to test it and see, and it looks like it's working. So this is great news. So I'm just making my salad for today. So I have these romaine hearts, but I've also been buying this expensive kind of pre-washed, sort of chopped down a little bit lettuce. This happens to be butter lettuce, but I was doing romaine recently too. Just whatever they have. I like this brand because it's organic, it's triple washed, all that. Because in my life right now, I do not have time for all the other things. I don't have time to wash and prep and dry and all these things. I just don't have time. With the cancer treatments I've been going through, with losing nannies because of COVID and all these different reasons, it's been impossible for me to get a lot of things done. So I've been relying on bagged salads and stuff like that, and relying on this type of more expensive produce, but worth it to me because it's helping me to get in my salad. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Let me know what you are wondering about. If you're having any struggles, let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one for tomorrow's juicing. And pardon me for coughing. I'm gonna cough probably a lot, but I already have my mushrooms made, and I'm gonna save this for tomorrow. And then I went the easy route also, and I got organic coleslaw mix. And so I'm just gonna add this in as the cruciferous component. This is probably 3 or 4 cups worth. So that's about, I'd say 3 or 4 salads worth. And that's about what I'm gonna be able to fit in here with the mild sort of greens as the base. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm using a metal knife lately. I've always liked to use ceramic knives, but the last 2 ones that I bought, they chipped so easily. Look at this beautiful knife. The end chipped, this chipped so easily, and I was so disappointed because it was so beautifully sharp when I first started, and now it's like useless. So I have gone back to stainless steel knives. They're not my favorite, but they're reliable because they're metal. So this happens to be a Wusthof, which is my favorite brand. And I like the Santoku shape. I also have a chef's knife as well, which I like. I just need to get a bigger one. I just like the size. So this is the classic Wusthof Santoku style. So I'm just gonna use this guy. And what I do with my romaine is just slice it real thin. I don't know if you can see this, I think so. Just slice it thin, and then I go the opposite direction to make it smaller. And just go like that a couple times, and then I throw this in the bowl. Yeah, I have knife sharpeners for sure. But ceramic knives you can't sharpen with a knife sharpener, so that's the problem. And I do sharpen these knives. I like ceramic knives more because they cut through tomatoes and produce a lot easier than a metal knife does. And so I've always been loyal to ceramic knives, except I don't know the quality lately of the ones that you can buy nowadays. They just chip so easily. So I went back to metal, but I definitely prefer ceramic. But yeah, it's just back to metal and a sharpener for me now. So then I go this way a little bit. So with this bowl, I feel like, I can't remember how many quarts this is, but it's huge, right? So that was 2 heads, and I'm not even close to filling this bowl yet. So let me know. Hello from Holland, family Vandenbukel. So glad to see you. Thanks for chiming in. How are you today? How is everyone today? What do you guys got going on? So next, I'm just gonna put in 10 ounces of this produce and this butter lettuce here. And I'm gonna throw this out, but recycle the container. And then I'll have about, probably we'll have about, I don't know, 15 ounces or 20 ounces so far. And I know personally from experience that chopping about this much is about 3 or 4 days worth of salad. So then I'm just gonna leave it there. Like chopping as much to fill this bowl is about 3 or 4 days worth of salad. So I'll do that, and then I'll be able to just, and then I won't have any excuse to eat my salad during the week. The only excuse I might have is a mental one, like, oh, I just don't want salad right now, but I'm gonna eat the salad. So that's what we do, right? We just use our mindset to choose to eat the salad when it's available. And here, what I'm doing right now is an example of me taking care of my future self, right? Which we talk about a lot in the Eat to Live family. Talk about that in the Eat to Live Academy. How can we take care of our future self? And so that's what I'm doing right now. Taking care of future me, who has been so off track because of all the health stuff going on. And I think it would be easy to fall into a trap of helplessness and hopelessness. I got butter lettuce in my hair. And that's when we call up that mindset to help us. Still got lettuce in my hair. That mindset to help us make good choices no matter what's going on in our life, right? Do you guys ever struggle with mindset? Do you ever struggle with, like, the big one for me was always, even if I had stuff in the fridge pre-made, it was like just choosing that. When I was hungry, it was choosing that. Even if it would have taken only like 2 minutes to put together into a bowl, I still wouldn't choose it because I would be wanting something heartier or wanting, you know, a sandwich or something that was easier. And I think that is really the whole trick to staying a healthy eater long term, is the mindset of choosing it day after day, meal after meal, right? And how do you do that? Julie says, struggling with mindset right now. Evening meals are off. I get it. I totally get it. That really is the key, right? Marnie says, just getting back to 3 meals, all plant-based. My mindset was not the best, but being prepared has helped for sure. And this is the thing too, is like also, yes, it's true, Marnie, I agree with you, but also you can be the most prepared in the world and still not choose to eat the food that's in your fridge, right? And that really, I feel like, is such a huge, that really is everything to me, is that mindset to choose the food even when it's ready to go, right? Or you're out and about, you had a really long day, you're really tired, and you're feeling really, really hungry, and your brain is telling you to just eat something fast. So you want to stop at fast food or grab a sandwich or something like that. And it's how do you choose the salad instead, right? It's how do you choose that salad when you're in that place of just wanting to take the easy route. But funnily enough, even if you have a salad prepped in the fridge, that still doesn't feel like the easy route sometimes, right? That feels like the hard route because you're like, I don't want that. I just want a sandwich, right? Why do we do that? Because we want to have the quickest thing, right? We want to have something that's super, super quick. Not because it's quick. I mean, to make. I mean, to get the calories. Do you know what I mean? So the difference between, it might even be already prepped in your fridge and ready to go, and it's super easy to make. So not about the time that it takes to prep it, but the time that it takes your body to assimilate those calories is really what you're working against there, because your body wants quick calories. It wants those calories to enter that bloodstream really, really fast. And so it urges you to eat something that has faster uptake, right? It urges you to eat something that, like nuts and seeds, or a sandwich with bread, right? Where it's already processed a little bit and easier for your body to digest versus this whole food produce. And yeah, sometimes we just want to choose yummy. That's right, Darlene, because often yummy means faster calories. And that is typically the issue there, is that the brain is asking for faster calories. And it is its natural instinct to do that. So you can't fault your brain for that, because it's just doing what it's supposed to do, is keep you alive, you know, for longer. And it thinks it's keeping you alive for longer when you get those faster calories. And really, it doesn't know that our food supply is super harmful nowadays. So it's like, yes, eat that pizza, because that pizza seems amazing and wonderful, but it's not looking at the, Barbara says chopping bowl is my go-to, so fast and easy. Yeah, I used to have a chopping bowl. I still have it. I just don't use it because I don't like the texture of the lettuce after it's chopped with one of those knives or in a bowl like that. I want to try to have a Holland bowl pretty soon, which is, they're made out of wood and they're really beautiful. And I feel like it would absorb some of the water, so I was gonna invest in that. But the bowls that I've had in the past for chopping, I haven't liked. So I have these, actually I better not eat these because I think these are probably dead. Marnie says, I'm learning the feeling I get from eating better is what I crave more than the fast calories. I feel so flat after fast food. That's such a good point. We talk about this a lot in the family, and we're gonna be talking about it a lot more because it's really changing my journey too, is making everything about how you feel when you eat. So starting to really incorporate that into your every moment of every meal is, how do I feel when I eat this? How do I feel after? How do I feel before? How does it make me feel long term? Because I used to, you want a Holland bowl too. So I'm going to try that one, Barbara. I'll get back to you guys about that. I know Coach Nancy has one of those, and she loves it. So maybe it wouldn't be as, like, it wouldn't make the lettuce as wet as it does when I use the OXO one. Because I really do like to keep the lettuce for 3-4 days. And I have found that in this bowl, when I chop it on the board and in this bowl, I can keep this for 3 or 4 days. Now, I actually haven't done this with butter lettuce before, so I'm hoping this is gonna go well, but with romaine, it always lasts just fine. It doesn't get orange or anything. And Darlene says, I make most of my mistakes when I eat hungry, trying something new, not eating when I'm hungry, and if I'm hungry, drinking water beforehand until I'm not starving, then eating. Yeah. So one thing I like to talk about is not fearing hunger and not reacting to hunger in that way, right? So that's something to think about, is how can we turn hunger in our mindset into something that is simply a notification rather than something that throws us off. So like, say we're in the car and we're starved and we're driving around and you know, we really want to eat. So instead of responding to that hunger and thinking that that hunger is really, really important, can we shift our mindset to realizing that hunger is merely a notification, that it doesn't mean we're going to die, right? That we can handle some hunger. And good news being that, like, if we get used to some hunger over time, I don't even need to put carrots in here, but I had gotten it out, so I'm just going to finish it now. I'll use this, I really like this mandolin. I use this all the time for little things when I want to just do stuff real quick, handheld. I don't use the little thing that came with it, which is pretty dangerous, but I just like to go faster. I don't actually need to add any more carrots, but it's cool. I'm going to. But yeah, so can we shift towards thinking about hunger as a notification rather than an emergency, right? Because hunger is not an emergency. It's just telling us that, you know, we should eat at some point. And then the fun part about being a nutritarian is that over time, hunger will not be so, we won't have toxic hunger symptoms where hunger feels like, oh, Marnie says, I think I missed the family intake this time. I will jump in for the next intake. Great, Marnie, we'd love to have you back. Yeah, the family just closed on Friday, so we are officially closed until January now, but you can jump in January. We would love to have you. This was a really big launch. We had a lot of people come in, which was really wonderful because it just changes the energy and really reinvigorates folks who've been in there for a few months, or we have a lot of people that have been in there since we first opened in February. So they're coming up on their year actually, which they're gonna get a special surprise. The folks who were in for 6 months, they already got their special surprise in the mail. I sent them out something really fun, which is called an urge jar. So yeah, that was really fun. But it really is all about what kind of choices do we make when we feel hungry, or what kind of choices do we make when we feel sad or we feel emotions that are, you know, strong emotions. What kind of choices do we make at those moments? Because that is really everything. It is 100% that what we do when we're feeling sad or stressed or emotional. And when we can get that worked out, then we're golden, right? Then we eat healthy all the time, no matter what we're doing. We don't use food as an emotional crutch. Okay, I'm sick of doing this, so I'm gonna put that in the fridge. You know what? I'm just gonna eat it. Oh my God, that's so good. I can taste it, you guys. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm so excited it's coming back. I had a really tough time with COVID and my, yeah, Marnie, that, that's why I didn't put them in, because these are, I actually cut that up before I had COVID. So that was not a good onion. But I have other ones to put in. I just got some at the store today, so I'll put those in. But they were like slimy, I could tell, so. But this is how I usually store my onions in the fridge. So I can just chop some and put it in my salad. And actually, I'm not gonna put the onions in yet now that I think about it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited that I can taste this. It tastes so amazing. I haven't been able to taste anything in a week and a half, 2 weeks or something. That is awesome. All right, let's think about this now. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds, and nuts. Got my mushrooms cooked over there. Did that earlier. Greens. And when I think of greens, I think of mild greens and also cruciferous greens. So I got that in here because I did that coleslaw mix. So that's all set. So I need my beans. What kind of beans should I have today? What I like to do is put the beans in a separate container, because when beans go bad, man, whoa, do they go bad. Like, they smell so bad. They will smell up your fridge so bad. I've had that happen more than once. And sometimes the greens will last longer than the beans too, so you gotta just be careful. Like, if I take them out of the freezer, actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some out of the freezer. So I can use something that's in my freezer. This is pinto beans. So I'll use these. I'm gonna thaw these out. And then all week long, I'll just throw like a handful in my salad. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Excuse me. So, what are you wondering about? What's going on in your life? Let me check the comments and see. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Jocelyn. The onions were old. I made them way earlier. It was like 2 weeks ago. They're bad. So, but I have these. I also have some green onions over there that have also been waiting until I got over COVID. So I think I'm gonna use those. There. They are in some water. They're doing okay. I just got to get rid of the leaves that are not so good. So I got a white onion. Marnie says, I buy a really small tin of bean mix. I know it's high sodium, but the convenience is great for sure. Yeah, sometimes our priority is all the rules, right? Sodium, oil, whatever. Sometimes our priority is convenience. And for me, it's been convenience lately. Like, there's just no other way I could have eaten healthy without having to bend some of those rules, you know? Let's see what else we're saying. Got hair in my mouth. Cool. Like dental floss. That's cute. Yeah. Darlene says, if I'm in the car driving around at the end of the day and I'm hungry, I become afraid of myself because I want to drive through a fast food restaurant. Yeah. Imagine if you could get to the place where you never feared hunger again. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this mindset stuff, is never to be afraid. Hey, Patrice. So happy to see you, my dear. Yeah, I'm still here, Patrice. I'm so happy to see you. This is impromptu. See if my internet works in the kitchen, and it does. My husband just fixed it, so yeah. I know. In my hair, whatever. Do I sprout beans and seeds? Yeah, I do. Not all the time, but I'm gonna say we were doing this a lot in the family a few months back. Everyone was sprouting. We should do another. We do like these little challenges every once in a while in the family. Right now we happen to be doing one called Eat Only When Hungry challenge. It's going really well. People are learning so much about themselves, including me. But we have done grow your own sprouts challenge. I got these and I really like them. Broccoli seeds for sprouting. They're really intense though, so I only eat a little bit at a time. But yeah, and then I also have, I got these off Amazon. This little mesh guy here just goes in a regular canning jar. And then I got also these. Let me show you. So it makes it really easy. You would dump some of the seeds in here. Like they say to do a quarter of a cup, but man, I would do like an eighth of a cup because a quarter of a cup filled the entire jar. I couldn't believe it, and there's no way I could eat that many because I'm just not that into sprouts yet. I'm trying to be. So you put the sprouts in there. You shut this with the mesh like this, and then you rinse them. And well, then you put a bunch of water in there with the seeds and let them soak overnight, and then drain out the water. And then the next day, when you drain out the water, then you rinse them again with water and dump it out. And then you can use this guy, which is really cool. This, and you set it up like this, and then I put it over a plate, and then it just drains during the day, and I just leave it under my windowsill like that. And then about 2 or 3 times a day, you just rinse it. Like whenever you go to wash your hands, really easy. Just rinse them, dump out the water, and set it down like that again so it can drain, and then they'll just grow within a few days. So easy. I really like this thing. I don't have a link for it yet, but it's on Amazon. So that's what we were using when we were doing the challenge in the family. Eat some of these mushrooms. Look at the comments. Okay. Uncle Melissa says, having more smoothies lately before my fruit and greens go bad. Good idea. I love smoothies too. I've been switching back and forth between eating my kids' breakfast and having smoothies. So lately I've been making these really lovely waffles from this cookbook, which I really love, baby and toddler cookbook. And they got this really yummy lemon chia seed waffle recipe, but I don't do the lemon part. We just do the chia seeds, and they're really hearty. And then we have a waffle maker, and I just use those. No, Paul, registration is not open anymore. So sorry, buddy, you missed out. We'll be open again in January. Make sure you join then. Let's see. Any other questions? What else? I think I got everything. What else are you guys wondering about? Uncle Melissa says the guilt as well as the high carb inflammation helps keep me from cheating. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, sometimes those circumstances can be helpful, right? I found that even having cancer, it still didn't help my choice. Look, there's still lettuce in my hair. My choice of eating this stuff, I had to really, it wasn't a circumstance that changed the way I ate. It was the way I thought that changed the way I ate. What else do you guys got going on? I think that's it. I think I got all the questions so far. And Barbara says, wanting too much dessert after dinner, which is fruit, but still, yeah. So, Barbara, if we were coaching, if I was coaching you like I coach in the Eat to Live family or whatever, or I coach private clients from time to time, I would be asking you things like, after your meal, first of all, did you have a big enough meal? Number one, that's a good thing to ask. Did you have are you satisfied? Are you full from your meal? Did you have enough food, right? And if not, that's not even necessarily an issue. It's good to see you, Marnie. Thank you. It's not an issue. It's just, what is your goals, right? So what are you trying to get out of dinner? Are you in weight loss mode? So maybe you do want to eat a smaller dinner, or is this just an always every time thing? You just always want to have more sweetness than you need necessarily after a meal. Typically it's that latter thing where we just want to have more sweetness, right? And we just want that meal to have kind of an end cap or something, right? So then what I say is, well, what are you feeling at the end of the night? Is it just, because I had a client at one point last year or 2 years ago who the main feeling was restlessness after dinner, right? She didn't know what to do. Even watching TV, she would be very restless, and it was just this very uncomfortable feeling for her. And so we coach on the idea of like, well, what's wrong with restlessness? Like, what's wrong with feeling restless, right? It's just a feeling inside your body. And food doesn't actually fix the problem of restlessness, right? It might make it go away for that night if you eat enough of it and you eat the sweetness or whatever, but the next night comes right back, right? And the problem with using food to try to get over a feeling is that it doesn't change feelings. It only changes feelings temporarily, perhaps, but it never makes the feeling go away. So you're going to continue to get that feeling night after night. And so then it's, well, can we just be restless, right? This is our natural state. Can we just be uncomfortable after dinner and like not eat about it, right? So that's kind of the thing that I like to sort of start looking at. Okay. Was hoping for some info. You can wait. Just make sure you sign up on the wait list, Paul, thewateringmouth.com/family, and then we'll let you know when it's open again. Barbara says, thanks for the coaching, wanting sweets to finish and satisfy, but it never does fully. I will try to discover feelings. Yeah, it's never going to satisfy because that's not what food does, right? The purpose of food is to get nutrients for the body. It's not entertainment. It's not for feelings. That's not what we eat food for. What changes our feelings is by being uncomfortable, sitting with that feeling, that kind of thing, acknowledging those feelings, and perhaps finding something else to help with that feeling. Like if it's stress or anxiety or restlessness, like there are other things that we can do that actually help with those things, right? So anxiety, for instance, it might be that we need to talk to a therapist. It might be that we have an issue with our husband we need to work out, or we have an issue internally. Like I had a client once who was talking about always going to the kitchen after dinner because she was frustrated with her family life. And it was really like, it was her way to sort of come down after a hard day. And that's exactly the idea, that like food does not fix the family life part, because the family life part comes back tomorrow, right? It's going to be there all the time. So the food part is just adding on negativity, adding on negative stuff like extra calories, unneeded calories, and dependence on food. That's all that does. It doesn't actually fix the kid thing or the husband thing or whatever. So we go to the root of the problem, which is actually the kid thing, or how we're feeling about our husband, or how we're feeling about our marriage or our family or whatever.
And when we work that part out, then we don't have as much of the, we don't expect food to fix our family, right? We don't expect food to fix a stressful day at work or things like that, right? And even junk food does not fix hunger, because hunger is solved with nutrients, not junk food, right? So eating junk food does not solve hunger. It only does that temporarily, and then it makes it worse the next day. Okay? All right, that's what I got for you today. I'm gonna come back on probably using StreamYard next time so that I can get Facebook as well. But how do I get these out of here? I'm glad that you were here. So what I'm gonna do with this is just cover it up, throw it in the fridge so that I have the salad base ready to go. And then I'm going to thaw out, just under some water, thaw out these beans and put them into a container. And then when I go to make my salad, I'm going to just chop some onions. I'm gonna throw some nuts and seeds on top. And then I will use some of these bazillion vinegars that I have, and probably some tahini or cashew butter or something like that to make it creamy. I'll use maybe some lemon, or I'll use some nutritional yeast to make a dressing. And my salads will only take a couple of minutes to make every day. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's all I got for you. Thank you for being here. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you on the next live, which I don't know when that's gonna be, but sometime. So talk to you guys soon. In the meantime, I'm gonna be skipping a video this week because I need to rest after COVID and all the launching and crazy stuff. But next week we're gonna start back up. I got some cool videos coming up with grocery store hauls and the juicing I've been doing lately. And also we're gonna be having more what I eat in a day videos and stuff like that. But in the meantime, if you wanna get a free 9-day challenge, I have one right on my website at thewateringmouth.com. And also if you're interested in our upcoming free 5-day challenge, or the family, Eat to Live family, which is where we work on all this mindset stuff, you can sign up to get more information there, either at thewateringmouth.com/challenge or thewateringmouth.com/family. And we'll tell you all about everything you need to know there. Stick with me. Hope you're doing good. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video.